LinkedIn, and the episodes will reside over there where you can subscribe and always have them at your fingertips if you want to go back and watch, or fast forward backwards and forwards to particular sections that you're interested in. Now, let's get down to business. Here's how I generally roll. Each episode is going to be 10 to 15 minutes of educational or instructional lecture type structure, where I'll be presenting information. Generally, the way I work best is if you've got questions, hopefully you do, you can put them into the question box and I will get to them after the show. I generally don't answer questions during the show because I probably prefer to stay focused on the content and not get distracted until after I finish. That's just the way my brain works. And of course, I also have in front of me my notes. What works best for me is to have notes to make sure I stay on track with the core essence and message of each episode and not get off into different tangents, as I generally can do if it's just a free-flowing discussion. So, episode 1, mastering our limiting beliefs. We all have them. It's not some of us do or some of us don't. We all have limiting beliefs that are partly come to us through our genetic disposition, through our evolutionary history over the last 6.5 million years. We develop these beliefs that are the product of our brain's predisposition for negative self-assessment in our environment. And then that's compounded through our lived experience societally and culturally and family-wise. As we grow up, we start to believe the world is a certain way based on our experience. And then these experiences get coded into beliefs. And it's these beliefs which show up in our trading outside of our conscious awareness under stress and pressure. Now, how would I describe this? You have a partner in the trading or in your trading that you don't even know about. And that partner is those limbic intrinsic beliefs that exist within our emotional mind. Actually, it is the emotional brain. The problem with this is that we probably don't even know that we have these limbic learnings that have turned into limbic beliefs. They operate at such an enormously deep level, and I call them fundamental beliefs. And you can believe what you think about them, or you can't even believe what you think about them, to be honest. But what we have to do is to find an arbiter that we can trust. And that arbiter in trading is your trading account. That's the truth meter. Literally, what you're looking at in your trading account is the beliefs about your ability to manage uncertainty being projected onto the markets. That's what we trade. That's what our trading account will show us about our belief in our own ability to engage with uncertainty. That's what we're actually trading. You're trading our beliefs. And this is where all of the problems stem from. It's not the ones that you don't know about. You have a set of beliefs that you don't know about that are impacting your ability to trade effectively. And even if you have a substantial edge in the market, like you've got a system that works and extracts more capital than you put in, if you haven't got the psychological edge, if you haven't examined the beliefs that you perform from, you're never going to achieve the edge consistently that your system has. So there's a piece of self-examination that has to occur. And once you get past all the I'm going to get quick rich stuff, when it really comes down to it, it comes down to what beliefs are driving your performances. So what you end up having are these beliefs you say you have, such as I'm a disciplined trader, I'm a calm person, I'm this, I'm that. However, the beliefs that are revealed in your trading account are what I would call your real world performances. I'm going crazy here. Things are bouncing around to me. What's going to happen? I'm getting near my exit stop and I go bananas. I do things that are not in my trading plan. Those are your beliefs in action. And that's just the way they are. And ultimately, this is about limbic learning. Your limbic brain doesn't create a belief verbally. It creates a belief where it learns in experience with the markets, or actually as your brain is developing from childhood on, actually, that it's going, something, we're just finding an effective way with dealing with the challenges in our environment. And it finds an effective way of dealing with it. That gets locked into pattern as a behavior, and boom, just like that, that is what limbic learning actually looks like. Your ego is a derivative of your evolutionary psychology. There was a profound need to win, because if you didn't win, historically, you became some other creature's meal. There was a profound need not to lose. But guess what? You died. That was the frame of it. If you didn't win, that's where our limbic need to win comes from. It's encoded in our genome over 6.5 million years. So guess what? We modern humans come along and we have this idea that we can win. We have to win. And sometimes in some domains of life, that will to win, that need to win, drives amazing performance. And we are not going to lose whatever we do. That's the mindset. We're not going to lose. And it's coming out of our caveman days, out of these limbic learnings that limit the ability of you being able to perform in the face of uncertainty. These are part of an emotion, and a lot of that emotion is implicit. That just means you don't know about it. It's subconscious. It's operating in the background on automatic, and it just fires so quickly, like literally in 0.06 of a second. That's when you get into the challenging moments in trading. And all of a sudden, it just takes it a different way. And you go, what was I thinking? What was I doing? I mean, how many of you that have tried trading have had that experience? I would suggest every single one of you, including myself, where you have a plan, you think you know yourself, and then after you make these emotional based decisions, you look back and go, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? And then we come back to our senses and we say, I've got no idea. My evil twin took over. That's how it works. The whole key is you're bringing that brain from your caveman days, right? With a need for winning, not losing. Predicting outcomes. That's how the brain works. Based on experience, it makes a prediction about what it thinks is going to happen. And that's negative assessment based, danger based, fear based. And you're placing it in a world called trading that it was never built for. In fact, it is the brain's worst nightmare. It was never built for it, right? The brain is built for short-term survival, and trading is about probability management. And where you're going to be losing a lot, at least 50% of the time, then you have to become an exceptionally good loser in trading. And you're going to have a set of beliefs around losing that allow you to take hits, and maintain your edge through that process, where you take losses with the equanimity that you take wins. It's the same, because it's coming, right? You have an edge. It's just not going to happen right then, right? In truth, the brain cannot tell the difference between uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen, and fear. They are the same thing. They have been associated so tightly in the primitive brain that the moment you hit uncertainty and there's risking it and risking your life, i.e. losing money in a trade, all of a sudden, all those old limbic patterns, primitive patterns take over. And the mind, the thinking mind, it just gets wiped out. Boom, in a flash, way before your rational mind can kick in, and it's too late. That's the point. And it really, what it boils down to is those beliefs are rooted in a couple of beliefs about your ability to manage uncertainty. The first one is a sense of inadequacy. Practically every trader has come to a moment in their evolution where they go, you know something, maybe I just wasn't cut out for this. I can't make it. I just don't have what it takes. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. You know, most traders at some point hit that point. And what happens is you're seeing that. And a lot of times we try to cover it up, but it's just a fragile ego that wants to go, yeah, I'm a big, tough guy, big, tough woman. And yet at the very bottom of it, there's that small voice, that inner critic, sometimes whispering, sometimes shouting over and above about your inadequacy. That's the first one. And the second one is about your mattering. If I win, I live, I matter. If I lose, I'm not alive, I don't matter anymore. Just think about that. If I win and live, that means I matter. If I lose, I'm not alive, I don't matter anymore. That sits at the base of limbic belief. That is really powerful. And I can't tell you how many people I work with, particularly alpha male type guys. They want to win. and they come to trading with that mindset. And that mindset has probably served them well, perhaps in sport, in corporate life, where that will to win, to overpower the odds and to influence the outcome has served them well. And they want to make things happen in trading, which by the way, is a complete disaster. And what you discover is that it is by winning that they matter. Now, is that you? Do you know someone like that? Winning is how they measure their mattering. Whether they're consciously aware of it or it's an unconscious thing, it's called mattering. So they get a sense of like, hey, man, I matter because I've just won. And the truth is, trading, the markets simply don't care about whether you matter or not. And so you have to really unwind that particular belief so that your mattering isn't about your performances. Right? Otherwise, you're giving the trading gods way too much ammunition. And the third one is deserving. Again, I can't tell you how many people feel as though they don't really deserve to make easy money, fast money without work. I don't deserve this. There's that keyword. I don't deserve this. And you know what happens is I just need to give it all back. This sits at the source of self-sabotage, is the need to give it all back, which comes from a belief of not deserving to make easy money. I don't deserve this life. And that's a big one that you have to overcome. And it's deeply related to the next one, scarcity or scarcity. That's when you fear that what you have is going to be taken from you. You know, you can probably all relate to that one too. Now, I don't know whether you've ever been not able to get into a trade, right? That moment of hesitation is what I'm talking about, because what if I lose? There it is, right? It could be taken away from me. Now, our rational mind, our top-down neocortex, later on rationalizes that as prudence, as caution, but it's actually scarcity thinking. Or finally, you know, you go back through the gyrations and the hijacking and you finally get it. And you're finally in the black. And guess what you do? You jump out of the trade with a skinny profit. You're scared that the money's going to be taken away from you. Yeah, right? So you can see how these beliefs all work together to create the mind that you're using to engage the challenges of trading. Now, the last one, the fifth one, is about powerlessness. If you've ever been in a trade and things are just whipsawing, the market's jumping up and down and around and near your stop, et cetera, and all of that, and you just feel that powerlessness. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. That, my friends, is really common. And again, it goes back to evolutionary psychology. When we were powerless, man, oh man, we needed to go nuts. We needed to do everything we could to survive in that moment in our instinctual caveman past, right? We didn't have the rational brain back then that we've got now. We had to rely on emotional reactions to keep us alive. And that's been hardwired into every single one of us. Now, fortunately, we have, as humans, this amazing thing called neuroplasticity, where we can change the beliefs that have become wired into patterns, into structures, into neural structures. So that we start, you know, with the belief that is self-limiting, which is what we're talking about. But upon examination, when we have the courage to turn towards it, rather than engaging in avoidance behavior, either consciously or unconsciously, that's when we begin and can begin to change that belief. We can bring that belief to a point which really about what we control in life, and that is our performance, not the outcome. The mind we bring into the moment of performance, not whether we win or lose, but literally the performance. That's where it locks down tight. This becomes the intentional mind. This is the mind that is needed to manage the uncertainty of trading. It can be done. It really can be done. And this is the mind we all need to trade well, to trade effectively. Over time, not just a one-off lucky strike with trading by following someone's system, but to trade effectively, consistently over time. We need to develop that mind that engages with certain uncertainty in an intentional, performance-based way. And it's not about winning and losing, as I said. You know, truthfully, I've been trading for 25 years. And to a really experienced trader, losing is just landing on the wrong side of probability, and winning is just landing on the right side of probability, and they are accepted equally. So it's about winning or losing being landing on one side of probability relative to you. The whole notion of winning and losing has to really change, because it's feeding the belief systems that are equating your being, your sense of worth, your inherent worth with your performance. That's what's got to be changed. That's what you've got to separate, your performance from your being, your sense of worth. Now you have to come to that moment, right, where you find that deep inherent worth within yourself, so that when you win or lose, that worth still remains tight. It's separate to your performance. And that's where you get grounded in, not whether you win or lose. Now, these are the rules. In conclusion, these are the rules of building the intentional mind, building the psychology for trading. My friends, winning and losing is not the deal. Performing, getting at those limiting beliefs and transforming them into a probability-based intentional mind is the key. Thank you for tuning in. This episode will go up on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe over there so you can catch it and play over different sections to take nuggets of learning away. If you're trading right now, good luck. Take this thinking back and consider how you can deploy it in your trading. Take care, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks again, everybody, from wherever you are in the world.